Congratulations! You've been elected as a delegate to NEA Alaska's Delegate Assembly, or DA for short. You may be wondering, now what? Let's take a quick look at the purpose of Delegate Assembly, how it works, and your role as a delegate. Delegate Assembly is the legislative body of NEA Alaska, sort of like our Congress. Every year, elected delegates like you set the direction for NEA Alaska. Your role in this process is very important. Before you arrive at Delegate Assembly, it's a good idea to meet with your local association and determine what issues are most important for the members of NEA Alaska you represent. Once you arrive at DA, you'll meet up with hundreds of fellow delegates. Meeting with other members of NEA Alaska from across the state is not only fun, it's a great way to share and build support for your ideas. Okay, now your idea is ready for the prime time. Let's look at 3 ways you can turn it into action. The first option is to introduce a new business item, or NBI. An NBI is an action item. It directs NEA Alaska to do something, say put together a webinar series on professional development, or conduct a study about how educators in our state compare with other states. The second is called a legislative NBI. A legislative NBI urges NEA Alaska to take a legislative action such as write a bill or lobby our state legislators on a specific issue. Both NBIs and legislative NBIs have a lifespan of 1 year. Your third option is to introduce a resolution, a belief statement. Resolutions never go away unless delegates specifically choose to remove or modify them. Sound good so far? Now you'll need to identify what category your idea falls into and what you think are the best options for getting it passed. There are 2 main ways for your ideas to be considered and ultimately voted on by your fellow delegates. The first and most common is through the committee process. Committees consider, debate, and revise items and resolutions and vote them up or down. Did more than half the committee approve your idea? Congratulations! Now it's on its way to the entire Delegate Assembly for a final debate and vote. Either way, you'll know how all the committees voted on all items because their votes are published in a final report that's shared with all the delegates. The second option for submitting your idea is by sending it directly to the Steering and Rules Committee, which keeps everything running smoothly. If you submit your idea before 10 a.m. on Friday, the Steering and Rules Committee will forward your idea to the appropriate committee for consideration. If you submit your idea after 10 a.m. on Friday, it will be added to the list of items for consideration on the floor of the Delegate Assembly in what's called the Individuals Report. You can also do this if your idea didn't get enough votes in committee, but this path is often more challenging. You may need to round up extra support from your fellow delegates. The DA will consider and vote on every NBI, legislative NBI, and resolution passed by a committee or submitted after the 10 a.m. deadline. But before a vote, you can expect some healthy debate. Here's how it works. If you want to speak in support of an item before the entire Delegate Assembly, you'll need to raise a green paddle. If you'd like to speak in opposition, raise a red paddle. Our rules require that the speaking order alternate between red paddles and green paddles. If you have a question about the item, simply raise a white paddle. White paddles have priority over green and red paddles. After debate, you and your fellow delegates will vote to pass or fail every idea that has made it this far. You vote by raising a red card. In the event that a vote is too close to call, the room may be divided and each vote will be counted to ensure accuracy. Delegate Assembly is a uniquely democratic process. Have fun. Get to know your fellow delegates. Try working with them to build support and learn about their priorities. Remember that the Steering and Rules Committee is available to help guide you through this process and answer any questions you might have. Again, congratulations on being elected as a delegate. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them via email at info@neaalaska.org or join the DA discussion at www.neaalaska.org/forums. See you at DA!